Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for some more high-tier British tanks gameplay. This is a battle from 10 November 2017, and as you can see by the title, this is going to be my first really good standout battle in the Chieftain Mark V. Now, I am recording, or narrating this rather. I'm narrating this video on Wednesday, 22 November 2017, so it's been almost 2 weeks since I actually drove this battle. And unfortunately, I don't remember all the chat that happened during the battle, and this is about the last video I have that was during the 3.10 version of the Geforce Experience, which messed up the DVR function for Shadowplay, so I was not able to DVR battles for about 2 or 3 days until I finally uninstalled 3.10 and rolled back to 3.8, which works great for DVR now, or which always did work great. But unfortunately, this battle happened during that period, so it's going to be a replay battle. But what you really miss and lose out on is the chat. Unfortunately, everything else battle-wise is still going to be here. So held up for the team and let them come in behind me to take part in the capture. Can just barely spot a leopard back there. And set him on fire after he shot at me and missed. And that guy would actually get away and escape from his smoke and not get killed until much later in the battle. I put another shot at him, couldn't tell where he was through the smoke, so I elected to not continue firing and give away my own position, and instead move down towards the 8 point. If you look over at the 8 point on the minimap, you can see there's one guy there from our team at A. It's an M60. He just took out a T62 over there on the bottom right. It's Explosive Turkey is his name. And right now he is calling and calling and calling and calling for help. That much I remember because of what else happens here next coming up. So I'm looking at our team at C, and I'm going to move to A as quickly as I can, which in the Chieftain Mark V is not really quickly generally, but quick as I can get there. Now, something to remember about the replay is you can see all the names of all the enemies where they are during the replay, but you can't see that during the actual battle. So I can't tell what enemies are up there, even though you can see there's a T-54 right there. And you can see this Tiger 2H driving up from the left. I couldn't see them until I actually saw them in the battle. There's a bunch of smoke up there. I can't see what's up there. But then out of the corner of my eye, I see this Tiger pop out, get a blast shot on him, take out his forward 2 crew members and set him on fire. And then move up to where I can get a good shot in the back of his turret. Hope that he has ammo there. He does not, but I take out his breach and his gunner. And then a moment later, he actually burns out before I can reload, so that worked fine. Then I'm able to actually see the enemies over here through the smoke, get a good shot into the side of this T-62, take out some of his turret crew, including his gunner, and then turn my attention to the T-54 that I can now see now that the smoke is gone. I'm trying to cover my M60 teammate as fast as I can here, take out some of the ammo, but not, unfortunately, destroy the T-54, and then turn my attention back to the T-62 because I figure he's going to repair first. Take him out. The T-60, or the M60 had told me that the T-54's breach or his gunner were out, I can't remember. Get a good shot into him to set him on fire and give him something else to deal with, and then push forward as fast as I can, and watch the timing on this reload. Just as my gunner reloads, this ASU-85 comes rolling up on the M60, and I'm able to dispatch him. And then turn my attention back to the T-54 rather, and finish him off for my 4th kill in a very short amount of time. And somehow, miraculously, I just saved my teammate from 4 different attackers that were on him, and he's stuck up against the wrecked roadblock there of the train cars, the trolley cars, and repairing. He had knocked out the T-54's gunner or breach, I forget what it was, so he did help himself, but he had 4 enemy tanks on him, and somehow I managed to get in there and save him, which just is crazy. That's a little bit below what my normal kill threshold is for the first good battle series. Normally I want at least 5 kills, but in this case, the 4 kills and the 2 captures, and the circumstances of the 4 kills as fast as they happened, and the fact that I saved a teammate who was by himself in a 1-on-4 situation, were enough alone for me to think this is going to be the first good battle in my Chieftain Mark V. Finally, Now we just need to win this, and I need to see if I can survive and get a few more kills in it. And maybe not drive into statue light pole bases here. But I'm moving back over towards the C point, looking at the mini-map. We've got a couple guys taking over B, but C is completely wide open. So while we have the M60 heading down towards the B point, I'm going to move back in towards the C point and see if I can get there to basically defend it against any enemy counterattacks or a guy sneaking around the middle of the map or the far right back alley road there to get up to the C point, or anybody who's in our spawn and now decides to actually like go capture. So our M60 is one thing I do remember. He said something about an IS-6 down near the B point, or coming towards the B point, or coming out of their spawn or something. I forget exactly. So I'm heading this way to try and help the team out with the IS-6 that's down here, because I've got a pretty decent Hesh round. I don't have it loaded at the moment, but I do have it, and I feel relatively confident dealing with an IS-6 from the front with the Hesh, and then supremely confident dealing with an IS-6 from the sides or the back with the APDS round. So trying to get here in time to help. So hold up here, trying to figure out where this guy is coming from. Essentially, there's basically nothing going on. Now, in a minute, you're going to be able to tell exactly where I'm going to get killed from. But what I have to point out is that you cannot always tell where I was looking during the battle. So keep that in mind, and when I tell you right now that I'm looking down at the mini-map while I'm driving forward, understand where I'm about to get killed from by that leopard that just drove out in the open. I'm looking down at the mini-map while I'm cruising, doing cruise control forward towards the B point, and that's why I never saw that leopard, unfortunately. But like I said, the threshold of 5 kills is normally where I would cut off. That would normally be the minimum for a first good battle in a vehicle. But the way that that fight went with the saving the M60 was definitely good enough for the Chieftain Mark V to call that my first good Chieftain Mark V video. Plus we had a pretty good ticket advantage, and the battle was very much in our favor as I respawned back in my FV 4005 and tried to roll back into the fight. Now, really annoyingly here, I was still working on the Big Gun music video that I did, that is out on my channel. If you didn't see it, go look for War Thunder Big Gun music video by the song AC/DC, or the song Big Gun by AC/DC. And so I was working on anything, most tank guns in the game who had a tank gun of 150 millimeters or larger, I was trying to use. I missed a couple of them, I didn't use all of them, but I was definitely using the FV 4005, and I was trying to get, there's a part in the song where Brian Johnson says Big Gun #1, and I lined up the song so that every time he said big and big gun, it was a big gun firing and getting a kill. And then a couple times he says #1, and I wanted to have the end screen showing me in first place driving one of these vehicles, which this was going to be one of those, so that it would say big gun, there would be a big gun firing, and then me driving as the game ended and said, great job, you know, whatever, and showed us in first place, timed with him saying #1, so it would be a #1 finish for me with one of the big gun vehicles. This battle would have been great, except for the part where the DVR didn't work. So I'm parked here at the C point, getting back to this battle, because I had misunderstood when Explosive Turkey in the M60 had said, there's an IS-6 coming to the B point from, I don't know, coming to B anyway. I thought he had said, he said very clearly he's coming to B, but I read it as he's coming to C from B. I don't know why, but that's why I sat here and waited for the IS-6 coming to the C point, because somehow I misunderstood when he said he's coming to B. I misunderstood that as he's coming to C. I still don't know why. But when I realized what happened, and somebody said something about the IS-6 being down south of the B point, I hauled through the park as quickly as I could to get there and try and help. And you'll see in just a minute. Remember, I can't see where the vehicles are, where like you can see them right now, but I do see this guy come forward, and just as my gun comes up and stabilizes, the Panther gets by and gets past. So I knew there was a Panther 2 up here. I'm trying to get to a place where I can see him. Lucky him. The park has a bunch of hills and berms that I can't see over, and the FE 4005 just isn't fast enough to get down there and get clear. in time for the battle to end. But even though they're taking away the B point, the tickets bleed out pretty quickly, and we end up winning. So no score with the 4005, but I fired a shot off anyway in my frustration. Still, ended up getting 9,500 research points towards my Chieftain Mark X, which at the time was a great result because I was not getting anywhere near that in a regular battle. And ended up finishing in a first place, saved a teammate, did pretty good except for the one death, and that was it. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. That was the first good battle of my Chieftain Mark V. I wish it was an actual gameplay and not a replay, but that's the way it goes. For now on, they all will be because I'm not using that version of Geforce Experience anymore. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by and checking this one out, and have a great day.